What's up, everybody? This is Breaking Bread in the Shed with Rafael Devon, and I'm interviewing Mr. Wes Boling. How are you today, Wes?
Fantastic, man. Thanks for having me.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. Wes is one of the top musicians here in Jacksonville. He is a trombone player based and born and raised here, right? You were born and raised in Jacksonville, Florida?
Born and raised in Jacksonville, local product.
Awesome, awesome. So, Wes, let's talk about some of your background. How old were you when you first started playing music?
Oh, really young, less than 10 years old, probably 7 or 8.
Okay. And what was it about music? What was it about music that made you, want to do it?
Well, I don't really come from a musical family, but my grandmother was a pianist and an organist at a very amateur level, and we acquired her piano when I was young, and I really couldn't walk through the living room where it was at without kind of reaching over and making some noises on it, and the longer I sat there, the more I kind of figured it out, and then that kind of sort of eventually led into some lessons, and piano lessons were every Saturday for a very long time.
Cool. What made you decide trombone over piano?
Well, as you get older in school, they started to offer in school band, and that was certainly something that interested me. Piano wasn't something that's in school band, so I had to pick one of the wind instruments or percussion or something like that, and trombone really looked very interesting to me. I had a big old slide and said all the buttons were kind of boring. So, we're in computers back then, so it's like, this one's got a slide. It's great. Right. I can whack people if I want to. And so that's the one I ended up going with, and it wasn't very long before I kind of figured a lot of things out on it.
Yeah. Trombone is more of an instrument you kind of have to slide into. You have to,
no pun intended,
know how to sing a little bit.
Well, it certainly, everyone's different, but you kind of develop an instinct for playing it. I think all trombone players sort of develop over time and with familiarity, they kind of develop an instinct on where you place the slide for, to get all the different pitches.
Nice. Are there any early influences? Anybody that, like a teacher or something like that you can remember that was like your biggest influence as a child?
My piano teacher was really one of my bigger influences as a child. He was just such a well-rounded, good musician. He was also a trombone player in addition to being a piano teacher. He could take any piece of music, no matter how difficult or simple that I brought to him or something even he was unfamiliar with, put it right on the stand and read it down note for note, just first time. That's very difficult on the piano. You got all those notes at one time, and the stabs are large, and there's just a lot of things going on. You got to coordinate, and it's much more difficult than reading a single line instrument, notation. So he was one of my biggest influences. He was such a good player, and I'm still aspiring to be something like that.
Awesome. All right, we'll check you on the next one, man.
Absolutely.